guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a foundation review and I'm really excited because this foundation I really haven't heard much about here on YouTube or anywhere. So I'm really excited to try it out and to share my review with you. I'm going to be wearing it all day. I'm going to be bringing you in very, very close to my face so you can see how this foundation wears on someone that has normal dry skin like myself. I'm going to be doing a flash test, seeing if it oxidizes. So anything that you need to know about this foundation or you want to know about this foundation, you will find in this video. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all my future videos. I upload every single Wednesday and Friday. And yeah, let's just get started. On Ulta's website, it was kind of hard for me to figure out what shade I was because the bigger the number got, the lighter it got, which was very odd. So I am the shade KB350, which is medium light beige with golden undertones. Now this one was, I felt like a little bit too dark for me. I'll put the shade that I think that I would try next down below. I'll also put a huge list down below of foundations that match me if you're trying to shade match with me, and use me as a reference just so you will know. So on Ulta's website, this retails for $38. It says it's a makeup meets skincare with the Exa High Fidelity Foundation, a weightless vegan foundation that can be worn sheer to full coverage for a luminous glow that looks just like your skin on a really good skin day. Power while you play with a lightweight base of comforting aloe vera juice and plumping peach fruit extract to protect the skin barrier against environmental stressors. So let's go straight to the swatches of this foundation swatched next to other foundations that match me. Then we're going to put it on the face and we're going to go from there.
Okay, so we have here the KB in 350. We have the NARS Natural Radiant in Vanuatu, which I thought might be closer because this is a little too dark for me right now. But honestly, this is just too pink. I mean, you can see with all these swatches. So this one's the NARS Soft Matte in Stromboli. It's a really good match for me. This is the Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 220. And this is the ColourPop Fresh in medium 80W. So you can see, I wish this was a little more gold. Honestly, it matches the Fit Me really good, but.
I'm going to start with primer. I'm going to use the AOA Aqua Hydrating Face Primer. I often use this whenever I'm doing a foundation try on because it's just very natural and hydrating. So let's put this on. On this side of face, I'm going to use a sponge. On this side of the face, I'm going to use a brush. And the brush I'm going to use is the IT Cosmetics Love is a Foundation brush. It's my favorite foundation brush of all time. A little bit dark. I probably would have gone with a shade lighter. Wow, both sides with the sponge and a brush both look really, really, really good. I'm impressed. Doesn't look cakey at all, really looks very much like skin-like. So I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and then I'll be back and I'll show you really close up how the foundation now looks with the rest of my makeup on. So I finished putting the rest of my makeup on. So I did set the foundation with the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder, and I'll put the list of everything else that I put on my face down below. Let's bring you guys in really close and see how the foundation looks right now. So the foundation does look pretty good. I mean, you can see it in my lines, my forehead lines, which I don't really like all that much, but I mean, it's not that bad. My skin is very dry, but it looks pretty good. I would not say this is a skin-like finish. I feel like this is a very like flawless and smooth finish. It didn't sink into my pores, but I wouldn't necessarily say it looks like skin. Not going to write it off just yet because I did barely put it on, and honestly, if I probably sprayed my face with a setting spray like I always do, this would probably sink in so gorgeously. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I know not everybody uses a setting spray. So we're just going to see how it works. Again, I always do sneak peek and check-ins on my Instagram live as I'm filming. So if you want to be a part of that next time, make sure you're following me on Instagram. It's Bondbeautyful. And I will see you guys in 5 hours. Okay, so it's been 6 hours since I first put on the foundation. So let's bring you guys in very close. Let's see how it looks and my thoughts so far. The foundation looks pretty dang good. On my forehead, it did come apart a little bit and it did sink into my smile lines a little bit. It's definitely looking a tiny bit cakey. It didn't sink into my skin as much as I would have wanted it to sink into my skin. It's not too bad, honestly. I think that if I would have put on like a spray, that might have just made it look even more beautiful right now. But it is a semi-satin, so I'm starting to see the satin start to come through on like my forehead, on my skin, and it's looking pretty good, but just around my nose and in this line right here, it doesn't look the best. But with that said, it's still, the coverage is still there. It hasn't transferred anywhere. I wouldn't label this a foundation that was very skin-like, in my opinion. But it does look very nice. I mean, it's only been 6 hours, so let's see how it ends up looking at the very end of the night. And then we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so it's been 11 hours since I first put on the foundation. Let's bring you guys in really close and let's talk about it and what I think about it. I'm actually very impressed. The longer I wear this, the nicer the foundation looks. Like my forehead here, at first it looked a little bit dry. Like in my lines, it was starting to come apart, but it's kind of melting more and more into the skin. I said this earlier, I think if I would have sprayed it right away, it would have just melted into the skin absolutely wonderfully. But because I didn't use any like facial spray, it kind of sat on top of my skin originally and just took a little bit of time to sink in. I love it. I actually really do love it. It's a beautiful medium coverage, can be built up to full in my opinion, and it just looks very, very, very smooth. For this being a brand that I've never heard of, I think it's a pretty good dang foundation. I'm very, very impressed. I think that if I would have used one of my favorite primers, the facial spray, just like I usually would use, I would be floored with this foundation. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 on its own, but it's really good. Like, it's not overly dewy, it's not overly glowy, it just looks very, very, very nice right now. And I mean, I just came back from dinner, I've been touching my face, it hasn't transferred any. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this one. Especially because it's a brand that I haven't heard of before. I love that it's a semi-satin. I think that's gorgeous, especially for the winter time. So I definitely think it's dry girl friendly. So it looks great in pictures. It does not give you a flashback whatsoever. It looks nice, you guys. I'm very, very impressed. I would say an 8 out of 10. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review, you guys. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you have tried this foundation, comment below and tell me what you think about it. Or if there's another foundation that you do want me to try, comment below and tell me what foundation you want me to do a review on next. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in my next video.